check. We're going to buy some Versace. I'm tearing America. Hey, I'm getting online. Meet me somewhere. I'm finna turn this shit up. Them motherfuckers better not get nothing for us. I'm talking about they better not get a goddamn pack of now-laters before we get in. They better not get shit. I bet I see a descendant of an African slave get nothing before the indigenous people. I bet not see it. And Tariq Nasheed, if you pushing that shit, talking about the descendants of slaves, and an African get in for truth now, your ass in trouble. You an enemy of the state. You gonna be an enemy of the state, I'm telling you. We coming to see your ass, bro. Okay, see, everything fun and games. Everything fun and games until you get to playing with the people from here. If you get Africans anything for my ancestors from this land get, you are an enemy of my people. Therefore, your ass getting put in. You getting pig tied, big dog. And I ain't fucking playing. Cause see, y'all be on here playing, trying to push a narrative. Then you push it, and then it go to the wrong people. Nah, bro. Don't do that shit. You can play with them other dumbass niggas. Don't play with me, bro. Do not play with me and the people who blood on this land from thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. You talking about 1562. Fuck 1562. Roll the corn. That ain't it. Nah. Let me just show y'all what I'm talking about. This what this man trying to do now. Look at this shit. Hold on. And I don't want to talk about this shit every day, but I got to show y'all what the fuck these folks on. Look. Hold on. Is that it? No, that ain't it. Let me show y'all what the hell going on, bro. Roll the corn. This man is talking about Aboriginal Americans, melanated people who came over here before Columbus, and African slaves. No, big dog. Hell no. Should nothing be on that shit but Aboriginal Americans. That's it. Don't you put no African, no Spanish black man come over here. The descendants, he don't get shit. Where he get in at? He was stealing from the dough. We don't care about his ancestors getting no reparation. Where that receipt at? Please let me find that receipt so I can show y'all what I'm talking about, because these motherfuckers crazy. Where is the receipts? Now, on his website, this man got descendants from African slaves, right? Descendants from African slaves. Let's put this up, because I don't even want to promote your shit. Descendants from African slaves, indigenous Americans, and melanated people who came over here before Columbus. Two of them motherfuckers don't get nothing before we do. African slaves, it ain't our fault y'all got brought over here. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Take that up with the white man from the India Company in Spanish, and go take that up with them. The melanated people who came over here trying to mix in with our people, which have no love for us, they descendants don't get shit neither. They are colonizers. So why on your foundational black America you got melanated seafarers who came somewhere else stealing, African slaves, and then Aboriginal Americans? Nah, bro. Nah, hell nah. No, take that shit down. Take it down. Y'all go read that nigga website. If an African or immigrant melanated person gets anything before my people, that's the last day of the government. It's a wrap. That is the last day y'all ass is on the land. I promise you. It's going down. Y'all better not get nobody shit. If y'all ain't finna give our grandmama them shit, yeah, from the start, who from here, on down to us. You better not give a motherfucker a candy bar. I swear, if y'all see somebody getting something, y'all send it to me ASAP. Y'all got us fucked up. You not finna come over here and come up off of us. Y'all came up off of us long enough, bro. True enough, y'all were African slaves, but we were prisoners of war on our own land before y'all got here. Therefore, the law of the land goes for the people from the land. We give y'all what we want to give you motherfuckers. My great-grandmama and them sharecropped and got their land took, lost millions of dollars, and you already talking about an African. I wish y'all, Tariq, if you get an African anything, you are an enemy. On the land. You ain't finna be going around here doing no lectures and shit all on the stage with that fake ass beard on your face. You not finna do that no more, bro. This shit ain't no joke. This is serious business. You playing with fire. See, you think you trying to get around the white folks, but it gonna be your own people gonna kick you in your ass. If you get Boom Bob waiting them a check and our people don't get our land back. You keep playing with fire. I'm just telling you some real shit. Roll the corn. Now, let's go back over this I talked about yesterday. I had to end my live early yesterday, and I'm gonna finish that live. But I'm gonna start back with this right here. We're gonna start back with this. Right here. Right here. Yeah, man, playing with fire, man. You better be talking about indigenous Americans. That's all you need to be talking about, bro. Everybody else can get theirs after we get ours. Simple. We ain't gonna even make this shit hard. Them people ain't lose nothing, bro. True enough, a couple African slaves came, but what did they lose? Our people lost everything, bro. Them Africans got enslaved. I'm sorry for y'all, but we got the same, we got the treatment way worse than y'all. Land took, people assassinated, hung, burnt up, towns burnt, people moving everywhere. Yeah, war with the army on your own land. Bro, we fought wars, and you gonna try to get something to an African before we get it? Boy, I'm gonna put a whole contract on your ass, boy. And I ain't playing. A West African better not get nothing for the Mississippi niggas get it. I'm talking about a lollipop. If a West African get a lollipop, I'm on your ass. Ain't nobody speaking up on nothing, bro. I gotta do it. I got to say something. Cause when you see what's going on, bro, you got to say something. These people be playing, bro. You came out teaching Africa, then you start seeing indigenous information come out about America. Now you want to mix it together and play both sides. You can't play both sides. I'm fighting for my people. We ain't black, nigga. Your ancestor wasn't walking around talking about, oh, I'm foundationally black. I'm the foundationally black tribe. Your ancestor wasn't doing no stupid ass shit like that. The Olmecs wasn't saying they black. The Egyptians, the mound builders, when nobody called themselves black. What's your origin, nigga? Who are you? Who your ancestors is? The corporation called us black. Why would I call myself the same thing a colonizer called me? Therefore, you got to be down with this shit, bro. You look like a damn, you got a little African in you too, look like. What is your ethnicity? What did your ancestors do? What did they claim, bro? Where they come from? Where is their ancestral land, bro? We just ain't running around the planet talking about we black. My people buried in Mississippi, boy, in mounds. My people buried in Mississippi in mounds, nigga. I ain't black. That ain't African. My people was in mound before a slave ever came over here, bro. So therefore, don't mix up everybody with no slave. Y'all niggas got this shit fucked up. Y'all think everything a joke, everything a game, and everything you teaching all the bullshit. You're lying, you're conniving, trying to mix Africans and anti-Americans and Moors, and you want to mix Spaniards and mix Frenchmen and Ottomans. We ain't mixing with y'all niggas. That's the problem. There's too much mixing going on. I'm teaching for my people from this land I live on and it's from where my ancestors from. I can't teach for Africa. I can't teach for the Ottoman Empire. I can't teach for the Spanish Berbers and Moors. I can't teach for them. I gotta teach for my people who put food in my goddamn mouth for me to be here to eat and talk. This shit real. And my great-grandmama ain't never said nothing about no foundational shit. No, you foundationally black, boy. Hell no. You might get your ass whooped talking about you foundationally black. We don't get your little stupid ass out here before I whoop your ass, belt the ass. Your people from this land. Who raised these niggas? I'm not following no. Listen, bro. Anybody following these niggas have lost their mind, bro. 5 years ago, you was straight African, bro. 5 years ago, you was straight Egyptologist. I remember. 5 years ago, you were Egyptologist, bro. You wasn't saying nothing about no Mississippi, nothing about no damn Carolina, nothing about no Virginia. Now you all, the slaves come in Virginia and South Carolina. Shut your ass up. You was just talking about Egypt all damn day, just like the rest of these niggas. Then you start seeing the tide change. Now you want to be a goddamn, you gonna throw the indigenous American in there too. No, man, how this shit go? Y'all acting like these niggas smart. These niggas ain't smart. You worse than them alien teaching niggas. You know why? Because you playing with an ethnicity of a people now. You can't mix them. An African better go home and get his land and whatever he got coming from where he from. He need to go home, bro. Roll the corn. I can't go to Africa and get nothing. What we know the truth now and go to West Africa and get? What can I go to Africa right now and get out of Nigeria and West Africa and Egypt? What can I get? Nothing. Them motherfuckers ain't even gonna even give me a plate of food. I go over there, they're gonna be like, get your American ass off of my land. Get out of my village. Get out of my village. Truth now. What the fuck are you doing over here in Mississippi, nigga? Now I got to box 30 Africans. I'm not from there, bro. No disrespect to the Africans, but that ain't my land. I come from the Mississippi River. That's all I can speak for. Now I teach history around the world because our people went to y'all land. Other than that, we ain't got no connection. You think that brown skin come from Africa? Hell no. Okay, roll the corn. Let me teach y'all something, bro. Let me teach y'all something. The feather, people, the feather is for truth. In Ma'at, the feather is for truth. The same way they wore that motherfucker in Egypt is the same way they wore it on the Mississippi River. That's what they don't want to teach you. Who older, though? We older. That's what a Native American got the headdress, the feather headdress from. The mound builder, Ma'at, teaching for truth. The crown of Mu. That's where the feather come from. It don't come from no damn Native American. Feather headdress and jumping around stupid. That ain't where the feather come from. The feather come from truth of Ma'at. You weigh the feather with the heart. If your heart weigh more than the feather, your ass ain't going to the ancestral land. Roll the corn. That's where that come from. Don't ever get that shit mixed up again. So when you say we think we Native Americans, no. We think we Ma'at, nigga, because Ma'at is 50 times older than Native Americans. You gotta know your real history. That's the only reason the feather ever got any play. Because it came through Ma'at teachings. Roll the corn. You think this shit a joke right here? Ma'at, the feather. You think it's a joke? The goddess of truth. You think this shit just started in Egypt, don't you? We were doing this shit on the Mississippi River before Egypt was ever built. Mound builders are buried with feathers on their headdress, falcon feathers, and then when you get to Egypt, they wore ostrich feathers. Let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you way better than I can tell you because I'm elite receipt game. We just ain't up here talking, running our mouth. We know the truth now. Egypt, ostrich feather, bent. The ancient feather is the falcon. This is what we were wearing. Then you get Egypt. The crown of Mu. The feather is a symbol of truth. There ain't no motherfucking Native American feather. I wish y'all would claim y'all came up with the feather wearing on y'all head. If you lost y'all Siberian hunter-gatherer, Mongolian Huns, man. The ancient culture built the culture, nigga. Not no goddamn new model ass Indian. You get this from your forefathers. Now you understand where the feather came from? Ancient Egypt. Egypt is after the ancient is the first people to wear it. That's the Mississippi River. See, all they gonna tell you is ancient. They ain't gonna tell you where it's from, though. These are the ancestors of these people. Let me say this again. This crown of Mu with the straight feather of the falcon. They couldn't get no falcon feather in Egypt, so they wore ostrich feathers. It's the same meaning. Truth of Ma'at. Ma'at, do you see it? Wasn't no Native American around when Ma'at was jumping. We ain't gonna even argue about that. Roll the corn, bro. Now, let's go back here before I go to the rest of that lecture from yesterday. Let's go back here. Let me show you. Now, The feather, prominent ancient sacred symbol, symbolizes truth. Right? The crown of Mu, the headpiece of Ra. The headpiece of Ra. You think Ra come from Egypt, don't you? You think Ra come from Egypt? I got another thing for your ass, bro. All you Egyptologists niggas. Ra don't come from Egypt. Ra don't even come from Africa. Osiris ideology don't come from Africa. None of that shit come from Africa. We had already put this whole thing down after star alignments over here before it even touched over there. It's a fact. Watch this. Feathers, Ra, Mu, king, high priest of Mu, which became the high priest of Amun. Amun, high priest of Amun. Where you think the high priest of Amun come from? The high priest of Mu. That's where you get M-U-U-R from, that everybody want to argue about, talking about they're the same people. No, they are not. Because the high priest of Mu was speaking Hebrew. The Berber and the Moor learned it from these people. And I got receipts. So therefore, they are not the original. So M-O-O-R is talking about a Berber or a Moor. M-U-U-R talking about them Hebrew-speaking people from America. Now you see the hijack? You know how I can prove it? You know how I can prove it. Let me show you. How you can prove it, Truth? Can nobody else prove it? Can nobody else even get close to this type of shit? This shit above people's head at this point. Let's go look at this right here. Symbols of Mu. That's Hebrew. This is Mayan right here. This is Mayan. See, you're looking at this architecture, but you don't see the Hebrew right there on the motherfucker. You don't see Bet right there on the motherfucker. So the people of Mu were speaking Hebrew. Them the people that took it over there. You don't see that big ass Hebrew sign right there? You see that? Look at it. There you go right there. That's Bet. House. House, Bet. House, Bet. House, Bet. Hebrew. Don't act like you're dumb now, Egyptologists. Come on. Come on home. Come on home. See that big ass X that the Egyptians used? That's Hebrew. See that X in the Hebrew? Yeah. You want to know who else got it? Yeah, let's show some more cultures. Where they coming from? This is a culture now. Everybody ain't doing this shit. This is a bloodline. Stop acting like everybody was doing this shit. They were not. See that X right there? See that coin? See that X? Yeah. You want to see one in Egypt too? You want to see one in Egypt? See, you think these are Egyptian signs? No, big dog. That's where they lied to you at. That's where they lied to you at. These people moving around the world building all this amazing shit. Where they come from? Right here. Because the coin with them. See, that's what role the coin come in there and break the history. See, stop playing with yourself. That ain't Egyptian. That ain't motherfucking Hindu. That ain't India, Buddha. It ain't the Indus Valley. These our people. We are the Atlanteans. We live on the land of Mu. The coin came with Mu, nigga. Quit playing. So therefore, you better come back home and teach it from here. Because Mu is Mem. Mu is Mem. Mem is Hebrew. The Greeks got Mu from Mem. See, you don't even know where this shit come from. You try to teach a Greek ideology. Mu is Greek. Mem is the original name. Then it turned to Mu when the Greeks turned it to Mu. Why you think they calling them people these names? We taught Hebrew to Berbers, Moors. We was already building all the buildings up. We already had the language. They didn't build none of this shit. We had already built it. Roll the corn. Mu wasn't first. They teach you Mu was first. They teach you Mu was first. Mu, that name is changed. Mim is the original name. Mim is the original name. You want a receipt? Okay. Roll the coin. You want a receipt for Mu is Mim. It's just that simple. Mim is Paleo-Hebrew. M-E-M. M-E-M. Roll the coin. M-E-M. It's Hebrew. It's Paleo. Water. It stands for water. Royalty. Stands for water. Let's go to Egypt. Let's go to Egypt. What's going on with the Wi-Fi around here? Roll the coin. Watch this. Let me show y'all something. You see that edge right there? They built this great temple in India. These Atlantean people. Hieroglyphic symbol. Egypt. The X-Men symbol, the X hieroglyphic. There ain't no motherfucking hieroglyphic. That's Hebrew. It was roll the corn. See? Okay. Yeah, that's where they got it from. That's where they got it from. Okay. Alright, y'all, okay. True now be making shit up. Okay. Let's go back to the Hebrew. Let's go back to Hebrew. To the ancient. Let's go back. You see that right there? See that? Right there. See that shit? Right there. You see that? Okay. Hold on. Slow down. Roll the corn. Hold on. We're taking them fast. Let's go back to the feather. Okay. Now, the crown of Mu, the crown of Mim, right? The feather worn by the North American Indian today is a relic which he has inherited from his forefathers, from Ma'at, for truth. That's why we was wearing the feather. Ma'at is truth with the feather representation. Right? That don't come from Egypt, bro. No. Mound builders were buried with falcon feathers. Mound builders over here was buried with falcon feathers. You must know that. Don't you think there's no Indian? Nah. They're my ancestors who created the feather-wearing culture for Ma'at on this land first. Roll the corn. We're talking Paleo-Hebrew now. We're talking ancient Hebrew now. We got different forms of Hebrew. Hebrew changed. You got the first ones, the Paleo, the first ones. Then you got the Middle Hebrew, and Egypt is the Middle Hebrew. Egypt, India, Middle Hebrew, X. You got to know your same bloodline going around the earth with the same teachings. It's just evolving at a fast pace. It started here though. Right here. I'm gonna get into something, show y'all some more stuff. Hold on, let me show y'all this receipt. Now, let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. The mound builders used falcon feathers. The mound builders used falcon feathers primarily for ceremonial and spiritual purposes. The Mississippian culture featured falcon imagery extensively in art and rituals. Interesting. Why is the Mississippian mound builder wearing falcon feathers with extensive art and rituals for the falcon? Then the falcon pop up in Egypt. The peregrine falcon is from America. Stop playing with me. The first Ma'at teachings came from the falcon, not the ostrich. Stop playing with me, man. Go on. Okay. Peregrine falcon. Native to America. Watch this. Look at them trying to talk about some Antarctica. I'm so sick of y'all hunter-gatherers. You know they fucking dot bird from no damn hole. Y'all some lying motherfucker, man. I'm so sick of y'all on the internet, bro. Now y'all know. Talking about some damn Antarctica. They trying to take you anywhere except for where they come from. Native to America. Let's go look at him. You got to go look at him now. Peregrine falcon, native to America. Let's go look at Big Dog. I want to show y'all something that you can't hide. Can't hide this shit. This is where my teaching come from. Now, look at the eye. Look at the eye motif. You see that little loop right there on the eye motif? You see how he look? Huh? Do you see how he look? One more time for your mind. You see that little U right there up under his black? Let's go to Egypt. And it ain't from there, so don't act like it's from there. Don't even play. Let's go look at Horus. Look at Horus' eye now. Let's just look at his eye. That's what I want y'all to look at. Let's go straight to the nigga eye. We need a good depiction of a statue of Horus. Look at the eye. Let's go to this one. You see that big U up under his damn eye? Huh? That's a peregrine falcon head. That's the only bird that look like that. Now, let's go look at the mound builders artifacts so I can show y'all something else. I'll teach y'all, I'll freestyle a lecture today. Shit too easy. Let's go look at the eye motif. It's called the eye motif of the mound builders. I hope it pull up right so we can get straight to the point. Eye motif for the mound builders. Let's go to the images. Where the artifacts at? Okay. Here we go. Here go one of them. Here go one right here. Let's go look at him. You see that big ass U on his eye? Watch this. Stop playing. Look at this bullshit. Give me the picture. You see that big ass U on his eye? You see that big ass U on his eye right there? That's falcon. That's the eye motif of the falcon. Let's go find some more. And that ain't all of them. They give me some bullshit examples. Where is the artifacts, hunter-gatherers? Let's go look at the copper mask. I mean the copper. That's what we need to go look at. Oh, here go one right here. Here go another. Let me show y'all what your ancestors were trying to show you. These ain't no goddamn Native Americans. Y'all don't sit y'all head down. Sit down, bro. Stop. This shit is way over your head, way older, way more sophisticated. What's going on with the Wi-Fi? Right here. Look. You see his eye? Do you see his eye? See that big ass eye motif? This artifact looks just like the Mayan artifact, just like the Egyptian artifact, smiting heads. That's Falcon ideology on the eye for the Sirius star. Stop playing with me. Mississippian. Mississippian? Okay. Let's keep going. I might get one more out of them. They won't give me nothing. They won't even show me nothing else. My whole damn email just blocked from websites. Copper Birdman. Copper Birdman artifacts. America. Let me show y'all something. Let's go look at the copper. Let's go to the copper. Let's go look at his eye. These people are enlightened, bro. These ain't no goddamn Native Americans. Look at this shit, trying to put this. Let's blow this up. Can't even blow it up. But look. I can't even blow that one up. Hold on, let me get a better one. Let's get another one. Let's go look at this one right here. Mississippi. Now blow this up. Look at the eye. You see the eye? Look at the eye. Right here too. See that big ass peregrine falcon eye? See that? You see that? Where you think Egypt got it from? Huh? The Birdman, which became Horus, Haru. Where you think the fuck they got it from? That's a peregrine falcon with the same eye. Okay. All right, let's go back to the fact. Let's go back. This shit come from the Mississippi River, bro. It just got bigger in other spots. That's all what happened. Now, nobility of Mu, soldiers and nobility, priests, kings of Mu, nobility, royalty, people, agriculture, royalty, chiefs. You are teaching your people how to plant elaborate crops to the stars to feed them. You are nobility. That's where they come from. The red feather was for the warriors. The warriors. Let's keep going. This is where the feather come from, Native Americans. The truth of Ma'at. Now look what the book said about the people who don't know no better. Look what the book said about the people who don't know no better. Watch this. Why would the author say? Whether they know the original meaning of the feather, I cannot say. Some of them Native Americans don't even know what the meaning of the feather really is. They don't know. They think it's Native American culture. Because they so fucking behind that they don't even know where it even started at, bro. I do. So y'all can stop acting like y'all created feather wearing and all these symbols, bro. Y'all did not. You got that from an ancient culture that was there before you. Therefore, you show respect to that ancient culture. And if you don't show respect to them, you're not going to make it no way. Because you got to show respect to your real people who taught your people how to survive in ancient times. I don't care what color they was. I don't care how they looked. You must show respect to somebody more knowledgeable than you before you. Because they made it possible for you to get here. We taught native cultures too. Not only our people, we taught every fucking body. We went to Israel and the Middle East and taught their ass. Don't just think they taught us. We taught everybody. Roll the coin. Because this language of paleo came from here and went over there. How to plow your field with an ox and a plow, we taught people that. We taught people the star alignment, when to harvest, when to sow your seed, when to dig your field up to the stars. We taught y'all that. That's what became all of this knowledge around the world, all of these religions and beliefs. Let's keep going. I think I stopped here yesterday. And like I showed y'all, Mayan artifacts got Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew on them. Right there, that's big. Right? And they know it. These people know what's on this stuff. The Tree of Life, Mayans. Tree of Life. Same thing Sumerians are doing. Tree of Life, Tamarak, Tamar, Hebrew. Tree of Life. Over here on this land. Flowers and fruits. Let's keep going. Now, this is why I stopped there yesterday. This is an ancient American story. This is an ancient American story. The snake in the tree. The snake in the apple tree. The snake and the apple tree. Well, you hear this story yet again later on in history. I'm finna show you. The snake and the apple tree. Let's keep going. Let's go check the story out. Roll the coin. The tree and the serpent. This work would seem incomplete to me if I omitted the tree and the serpent. Right? Legends about the serpent and the tree are found in religions. The tree is invariably called the Tree of Life. And the serpent intertwining it is the tempter, or whatever else signifies some type of Satan. That's what they say. The tree and the serpent started a legend, then gradually drifted into myths. The climax being reached when the tree was credited with its fantastic crop of apples. These apples became necessary to carry out a myth for how otherwise could old Satan tempt Eve to eat apples and Eve tempt Adam. However, could we teach this dumbass story from a legend that already people created about a snake in a tree? We got to put some apples on there, and the devil and men and women. They were needed to accomplish the downfall of Adam. By this action, poor women have been made the curse of every ill befalling of mankind. Now let's break that down. This is how you make the feminine evil. This is how you say you blame the female for man's downfall. This is where you switch the man out with the female by teaching that, right? Because ain't no female, ain't nothing in this picture. Ain't no female in this picture. This is a tree and a snake. This is an ancient story told about knowledge. Y'all turned it into the Adam and Eve story. Now, why is this important? Think about it, y'all. Over here, we are teaching life lessons with stories. It's not making nobody evil. It's not making the woman evil. It's not making the man evil. It's not making nothing evil. We are just teaching stories about metaphors of life in general. Then when we take these stories to other places, they put their own thoughts and theories on top of an ancient story and flip it to make it seem like something they want to push on you, right? They want to push the woman is evil to the man and got the man to bite the apple and now the woman is the downfall of humanity. Because we all know our culture looked up to matriarchs, women. Their culture took the woman matriarch off the throne and put a man there. Because men wanted to run the knowledge and the planet. Europeans and Africans. That's why they down their women so bad. Right? Them people didn't even want to let their own women vote. The white man didn't even want his own woman vote, bro. To the middle of the 1900s. Right? Muslims got 5 or 6 wives. Sleeping with all of them, popping babies and 8 women. Africans handle 8 women all type of ways we don't even know. Right? They do try to pay them now, because they didn't turn to paying them now. But back in the day, them Africans wasn't treating them women good. Them people were handling women bad. So therefore, you get to teaching all this womanizing bad things about the woman, taking the power of the matriarch down. Now men run the religious system. Right? Cause see, what you don't understand is, and our people understood it. I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. If a woman really loves, that is the most powerful thing on the face of this planet, bro. Y'all women in the chat, I'm telling y'all, real love can't nothing stop the power of it. And we knew that. We knew that Earth was a mother. Earth loved us. Then we translated the Earth loving us, Mother Earth, into the melanated woman. She was the representation of Mother Earth. That's where you get the great mother from, the melanated mother. She was the first one, the melanated woman. They come from the ideology of Mother Earth. Then you get the melanated mother, the matriarch. That is how nature works. We knew how nature works, bro. First is Mother Earth, then is Mother Goddess. Big Mama, the great mother. The earth loves her, she loves you, nigga. It's all in balance, it's harmony and balance at that point. You can't put me before the mother because that ain't harmony and balance. The mother got to put the first love in me. I'm not taking nothing away from men or the daddy or none of that, but the mother got a mother's unconditional love is the most powerful thing on this planet. Can't nobody debunk that. Now, I ain't talking about no woman who doing slick shit and trying to be slick and she greedy and she selfish. I ain't talking about one of them. I'm talking about the one who care if you ate today, who care if your clothes ironed, who care how you feel, who care about you. Like your great grandmama and them. They care about you. They don't care if you wrong or right. They on your side. They care about you. They love you. This is the most powerful thing ever to touch the earth. My great grandmother's love, it still keeps me waking up today. And she been gone for years. You can't forget it. You don't forget the touch. You don't forget what they said. You don't forget how they looked and felt about you. Because ain't no love stronger than that. That's the last time I ever felt like somebody truly loved me for me. When them people was around. These days, somebody love you because you can buy them some Jordans. You can get them a car. You might buy them some food or you take them to that's love, but it ain't unconditional love. You're not counting favors. Your great-grandmama them wasn't counting favors. Oh, I fed you yesterday. I gave you some gas money today. You paid my light bill. They wasn't doing that shit. They didn't want nothing out of you. They just wanted you to be good. Now today, you got to come with something materialistic to show your love, or you don't love nobody. That's not love. Right? Roll the coin. So, is Mother Earth, then is Mother God is represented by the melanated woman. Because that's just the law of nature. So when these people put the man in front of the melanated woman, push the woman back, shit went all wrong on the planet. It wasn't balanced no more. It's not balanced right now. We fucked up. Two things we got to get back to. You got to put that melanated woman back first. And then that melanated woman got to start showing unconditional love back. Then it'll come back together. Come on, man. She owe us and we owe her. She owe us and we owe her. We owe each other. But it must go aligned, or it ain't gonna work, bro. It ain't gonna work, I'm telling you. Let me say y'all to you beautiful melanated women out there, bro. If you unconditionally love somebody, I'm talking about unconditional. Ain't no power bigger. Now, if they don't recognize unconditional love, that's different. But if you genuinely know somebody who can recognize it, you won't have no problem out of no marriage, out of no nothing, out of no none of it. You won't have no problems in no relationship. Because you can't substitute unconditional love. You can't fake it. You can't, when you get to faking it and all that shit, that's when people know it. But ain't no substitute for it. Ain't no substitute for that, bro. Ain't no money substituted, no car, no house. You could be in unconditional love living in a goddamn car. It don't even matter. Can't nothing substitute it. You can always make money, but you can't always get unconditional love. This is rare over here. This shit $1,000. This shit $1 million a gram. This shit $1 million a gram right here. This unconditional love. I'm telling you, can't even buy this shit. This that moon rock. Roll the coin. Now, let's get back to this. This story came from over here, the snake in the tree. Then it turned into all this other stuff, right? Now let's go through this one more time. Watch this. Why would the man say now? Downfall of Adam. By this action, poor women have been made the cause of every ill befalling mankind. It is a monumental piece of cowardice on the part of man to put their responsibility on the shoulders of a woman. That's where the shit got fucked up at. And they taught that with religion, to downplay the woman. The irony is that a man and not a woman was to blame. The Eve alibi had stood for nearly 3,000 years, but it must have been set aside had Ezra been able to read correctly the symbols which appeared in the writings of Moses. Right? He would have given a very different version of the wily old serpent story and the tree of life. Now, why am I telling y'all that? Hold on, TikTok messing with my shit, hold on. Why am I telling y'all this? Because you must get back in order. Ain't no order around here, bro. Ain't no unconditional love, and the woman ain't first no more, so therefore it's all broken. The equation is off, the balance off. We fucked up. The way your great-grandmama and them love your great-granddaddy, we don't even see that no more. We don't see it. We see it rarely. We do see it rarely, but we don't see it. Religion has taught us that the woman is to blame. And when you put the woman as a blame, she gonna strike back. Now it's all chaos. Ain't no balanced chaos now. You putting it on the woman. They said that was a cowardly thing done by Europeans to turn religion against a woman. The European done that, not us. So don't blame us. But we took on their ways. We took on their ways and their religions, and we put the man, we put the man powerful over the woman. And that ain't how you're supposed to go. I'm telling y'all what I know. We took on their culture. That's their culture. This your culture right here. A metaphor for something in life, regular. Their culture is make the woman the evil, give the apple to Adam, and roll the corn. I'm telling you, it's true, right? Now, in this book of Mu, it said, of all forms of earthly creations, man only had an imperishable part which survived the material body and lived on forever. Therefore, man's soul was the only true life on earth. Right? Of all forms of earthly creations, man only had a perishable part which survived the material body after the material body is gone and lived on forever after it's gone from the material body. Therefore, man's soul was the only true life on earth. Man first appeared on the land of Mu, which is here. That's what they talking about. Now, let me break that down. The earth created the physical body, right? The earth created the first man. That's what they're trying to tell y'all. Not out of space. That's all I want y'all to get out of it. The earth did that. That's why your ancestors knew that. That's why they always talk about Mother Earth, the Great Mother. The Great Mother is a representation of Mother Earth. Key. There you go, Darius King. We see now they have driven all our thoughts to outer space. We're not even connected with what the Creator is, bro. They told you to create out of space on a God out of space. The Creator right under your damn feet. See, that's why you can't lock in. You steady looking up there. They ain't telling you the ground for nothing. That's why I say what I say to these people, because I know what they doing, bro. They want to lead your knowledge somewhere else. But the knowledge right under your feet. Electricity come from under your feet. You got a ground to get electricity, bro. Right? Gold come from under your feet. Copper come from under your feet. Everything great came from under your feet. Even you came from under your feet. Even your body came from under your feet. You must go back to the origin, bro. We don't call this Mother Earth for no reason. If we were from Mars, we'll be called motherfucking Mother Mars. The ancient ancestors knew that, bro. That's why they talked about the primordial mound and the Big Bend and the primordial waters of Earth. You was born from the primordial waters on the primordial land, on the primordial mound. Not the primordial moon water and the primordial moon. No. They misleading you with that. So therefore, our people show respect to the Mother Earth or the Mother Goddess. Just that simple. Let's keep going. Tree of life. Mu symbolizes as a tree of life, right? Then you got the symbol of the great waters. This creation now. Mu surrounded by water. They're gonna throw the island in there. They're gonna throw the island in there. The serpent is the water surrounding Mu. Tree of life is why a serpent is called around it. The tree is the land. The serpent is the water around it. They're talking about earthly things. That story turned into Adam and Eve story in the Bible. Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Let's keep going. Let's go here. Naga and Maya, same language. Naga, Maya, same language. The ox, Hebrew, the ox, Aleph, same damn words. Where you think them people came from over there? Over here. So when you speak of the Naga, you are speaking of a culture that left here and went there. Them not the original people. They are original, but they are from here. They went to over there with the 7-headed snake, the 7 creations. You must know that. So when you get to screaming Naga and all that old Totoshi and that shit was already done over here 1,000 years before Nagas ever got to over there, bro. You ain't at the beginning. You think you smart like you at the beginning. That shit ain't at the beginning. It's just like Egypt, down the line, evolved. You're not building nothing like this unless you evolve, bro. You're not building nothing like this unless you have evolved. You just don't come out from the door, the creator, building nothing like this. No. Hell no. Boy, it took 1,000 years to get this art, to get this work, this stone masonry together. It took 1,000 years to build that pyramid, knowledge to build that pyramid on Nile. It took 1,000 years to build that tail of that ziggurat in Samaria. It took 1,000 years and thousand years to build the mounds on the Mississippi River. Okay. It just ain't no brand new knowledge. You start with mounds and you evolve to temples and pyramids and then Tartarian style buildings. Let's keep going. Where I'm at? Right here. Same language for Maya and Naga. Same language. Mu, the motherland. Let's keep going. This is where I stopped at yesterday. Y'all stick with me. The lotus flower. The first lotus flower, the lotus has always been looked upon as the most sacred of all sacred flowers. Why? Because it was selected as Mu's floral symbol, not Egypt. Why was it selected? The lotus was the first flower to beautify the earth, being the first flower in Mu and where the man first appeared on earth, over here. I'm telling you what I know. Mu and the lotus were naturally symbolic as a mark of love and mourning. The Egyptians, after the destruction of Mu, never depicted the lotus as an open living flower, but always closed and dead for showing respect for the ancestral land. Right? So the lotus is closed on artifacts because it's showing respect to the ancestral land of where the knowledge came from and the first people. Right? Prominent figure in the carvings, ancient temples. Egypt continued down as an open and conventional until King Solomon's temple. In this form, the tip of the petals are turned in. The lotus was indigenous to Mu. time they say Mu, they talking about America, people. Every time they say Mu, they talking about America. We know that the parent stock, like the parent stock of man, came origin from Mu. Mu is Mem. Mem is a language from America. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It just Greeks wrote this. That's why they put Mu. Greeks write Mu now. Don't get this confused. You hear Mu, Greeks writing it. It's later down the line now. Don't forget that. Now, symbols relating to Mu. See that cross? See that cross right there? Mu symbol. Let me show you who had that right there. Them the first people with the knowledge right there with that cross. Them are the first people with the knowledge with that cross. Then you got these curls for Vega. These are Vega. I'm telling you what I know. Now watch this. Watch this. And you think it's a game. And you think it's a game. This is how you tell what's older and what's newer. That is Hathor ideology right there. And then you get the Earth cross. But watch this. Watch this. Let's go to images. This is before the X. This is the first one before the X. This is the original. It's the original, right? That's the original. Let me show y'all some real artifacts that these people know what it is. They just don't want to even, they don't even want to tell you. They know what it is. Look at this now. This is the perfect website. Appreciate you, AI. Sometimes y'all be on that bullshit. Give me what we need. We ain't got time to play. We ain't got time to play. We get straight to the point. Now y'all seen that, right? You see that? See that crossing that circle right there? Mississippian, first Hebrews, first Atlantean, first everything. Don't take the words literal. The words are just what they call our people. Look. Look. All over Mississippian artifacts. Look. Them ain't no Native Americans. The great son of Natchez Indians. South Mississippi. Them ain't no damn Native American. Them melanated people. They acting like they natives, but they not. They cross in the circle. Importance of the sun in 4 cardinal points. That's what they say now. See that? Mississippians. See what else I can find. Let's go down. Let's go down. Hold on. Roll the coin. It's all on pottery, is everywhere. Look at that right there. See that? All in the caves. Ancient culture, look at that. Caddo Indians, same thing coming from the mound building culture. Look at that. Illinois State Museum. The X is the middle Hebrew. You see the falcon right there? See the falcon right there? X is Middle Hebrew. The cross is the first ones, the older culture. Okay, let's keep going. This artifact looks just like a Mayan artifact right here. We got pottery with the X. Look, they go to pottery right there. See the pottery? Fire. Let's go back to the depiction. Let's go back to the depiction. Let's go back right here. Mu symbols. There you go right there. There you go right there in your face. Where you think Mu at? We are the creators of this culture. Our bloodline. one right there. Same one. Look at that right there. That's the lotus flower right there. Lotus flower.
You know, in Lagos, they speak Yoruba. We have the Igbo, they have their language, their customs. Even the way that we get married are very different, right? So I'll give you an example. I'm from Benin Kingdom. I'm from Benin. And the way that our people get married is, you know, you have traditional and then you have religious weddings, right? There's 7 days of festivities. There's things like that. It's different for the Northerners, for example, right? They have 2 days of festivities. Even the burial rites are different. For example,
so festivities is y'all coaching. All right.
Well,
make sure tap the screen. Tap.
Culture. Look, if you look up the definition of culture, it's a vast array of things. It's language, it's food, it's history. You know, this is what makes a culture. This is what makes a people. But in Nigeria, we have different cultures within the same country, right? It's
right.
not just
say yours. You still haven't told me anything yet.
Yeah, I'm still.
Well, look, you know, I mean, the thing about it is that, look, you can go read it up yourself if you want to. I'm sure if I say that, you say, why should I read it?
Can't you just tell us what part of Nigeria you're from?
Hold on. We started this conversation very nicely. How did it turn so wrong?
What part of Nigeria
How did it get to this direction?
But it's not wrong. We just asking you what is Nigerian culture, bro.
And I just told you it's okay. The thing is that you have to experience
what tribe are you a part of? All right, let's just narrow it down then, because you said y'all have over 300 different languages and stuff like that, and different tribes in Nigeria.
Well, let's just say this. Hold on, let's just say this. What part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm from Benin.
Okay, you from Benin. What is Benin culture?
What is its culture?
What is Benin culture?
What are they known for? Okay, so our culture basically dates back to our history dates back to almost to the 5th century. We were one of the melt bronze, the metal.
To do what?
Bronze, we make the carving. Bronze,
true.
The metal.
That's not true. Metallurgy was started. Metallurgy was started right here in America. That's not true. You did not start that.
Metallurgy was started in America.
Metallurgy was started in America.
By who?
By the Americans.
What do you mean the American? Like the Native Americans?
The tribes in America.
No, not Native Americans, American Indians.
American Indians started making iron. Okay, we started making bronze. Okay,
they were
not making bronze, but smelting.
You cannot make bronze.
Okay,
but
smelting bronze.
You can dig it up and melt it. And the first people who was melting any type of metals were Americans. It was not African. Okay. It was Americans.
Okay, we have a lot of artifacts. Okay, we have a lot of artifacts that are out there. Even in your country, we have our artifacts.
Those are not your artifacts.
We have artifacts in our country. Wait, let me get this straight, Ariel. So you have artifacts in our countries, but I just asked you about your country. So in your countries,
no. I'm saying our artifacts from Benin, from my place, are actually in New York.
Why would they be in New York? Like, why wouldn't they be in your place?
They were so amazing that they were stolen.
So they were stolen. Oh,
yes, they were stolen. They were stolen. The British invaded our place in 1876.
The British also invaded over here in America, and we had.
We were able to kick them out eventually, but they invaded us. They when they tried to come in.
So you just brought up metallurgy, right? You just brought up metallurgy. So I'm tired of everything being Africanized. So let's teach about metallurgy. Everybody please go on mute. Go ahead and go on mute. Okay, metallurgy, right? Metallurgy, the exploitation of metals as primary as primary materials for objects is one of the hallmarks of civilization. This hallmark of civilization was pioneered by South American Indians, quite possibly at the dawn of civilization. South America is perhaps the only land in the world where several kinds of metal ores existed in large quantities above ground. Archaeological evidence shows that the early metal ores that existed above ground in ancient South America included gold, silver, and copper, and various types including copper arsenide. In addition, there were abundant deposits of tin oxide. The recognition that these ores are a malleable kind of rock that can be molded into useful objects occurred in South America, quite possibly at the dawn of civilization. The South American Indians were the first people to devise simple but ingenious methods to extract these metals and fabricate them into objects. The archaeological evidence shows that the earliest metal known to be worked was gold, probably from placer deposits. The gold was hammered and fabricated into ornaments such as clothing decorations, crowns, earrings, bracelets, beads, and necklaces. The use of these gold ornaments was widespread in South America for more than 1,000 years before the contact with Africa was made. Silver and copper were used to make religious objects and agriculture implements. The evidence also shows that rulers or high priests were routinely buried with an incredible wealth of gold, silver, and copper objects, another testimony to the high value and to the abundance of metal in ancient South American society. The archaeological evidence also indicates that the art of alloy making was started by the South American Indians. The time frame in which alloy making began is uncertain. It appears that the earliest alloy was a silver-copper alloy, which was in wide use by the ancient Peruvians for the thousands of years before Christ. The most popular alloy in ancient South America was a gold-copper alloy, often with some silver as well. That was called tumbaga. This alloy is significantly harder than copper, but retains its flexibility when hammered. It is thus ideally suited to the formation of elaborate objects made of hammered sheet metal. In addition, it casts well and melts at a lower temperature than copper. This alloy can be made to look like pure gold by treatment of the finished outer surface with an acid solution to dissolve the copper, and then by hammering or polishing to join the gold, giving a uniformly gold surface. Tumbaga was primarily used for the making of religious objects and totemic figurines. The now extinct Kumbaya tribe of ancient South America produced some of the most aesthetically pleasing gold work the world has ever known. Most of this gold work was made from tumbaga. Massive anthropomorphic bottles, apparently lime flax for use in cocoa chewing, are the best known Kumbaya golden creations. The Kumbaya also made helmets, pendants, beads, and religious objects from pure gold and tumbaga. Another important invention in ancient South America metallurgy was the use of electrochemical depositions to produce gold-looking metals. Electrochemical plating is a South American Indian art. The archaeological evidence shows that gilt copper objects were produced by electrical chemical. I'm so getting tongue twisted on that shit. Electrical chemical. Why am I saying electrical? That is not on that shit. Electrochemical depositions of a tremendously thin gold surface onto a finished copper object, giving it the appearance of gold. The evidence also shows that this method was fully developed and the use of the gold-plated copper metal was widespread in ancient South America. At the time the contact with Africa was first made, metallurgy was a very highly developed form of technology in South America, and it was an integral part of South American culture. When the South Americans came to build Khufu's pyramid, they introduced gold and tumbaga ornaments to African elders. The Africans never saw gold until the South Americans came. In South America, kings and noble people wore gold bracelets and gold necklaces, mostly at religious functions and other gatherings. A gift or gold ornaments was considered the best gift that anybody could give to a king or an elder. It was not long before the African priests and elders imitated, as usual, the South Americans by wearing gold bracelets and gold necklaces to funerals and religious gatherings. The priests and elders developed a strong liking to gold. They started giving lots of grain to the South Americans in exchange for textiles and gold ornaments. The South Americans transported the grain to their land. The exchange of grain for textiles and gold ornaments marked the beginning of trade between Africa and South America. It was also the first time trade between two continents occurred. From the simple beginning, trade between Africa and South America blossomed, and over the centuries, lots of textiles and metal ornaments made its way from South America to Africa in exchange for grain. All the metal artifacts in ancient Egypt came from South America. Let me repeat that. All the metal artifacts in ancient Egypt came from South America. Most of the traditional gold and bronze ornaments that exist in Africa today originated in South America.
Thank you for that history lesson. So, what I was about to say was that the first known group to smelt bronze in Africa into artifacts.
Okay, so what did y'all do? What did you guys? So what did you guys create that nobody else was doing?
You asked me about my culture. You asked me about.
So when I say culture, when I think of culture, I think of stuff that nobody else is doing or something that you created. So what is something that nobody else is doing or something that Benin people created?
So you were asking me about something about the Benin people. So they were using bronze. Okay, so they were using bronze actually to create artifacts.
Okay, but that's not something that you guys was doing first. When I think of culture, I think you guys created something that.
Okay, so you just talked about using a flat iron every Saturday, right? And putting grease in your hair as a culture. Did you create that?
Right. Metal, making hot iron flat on your hair is a part of American Indian culture, yes.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry for laughing.
I mean, if I didn't have any
bronze,
culture,
okay? Because if you look it up, we use not a lot of people use bronze, okay, to make artifacts. And we use bronze as a way to actually it was a way of
so that's
our culture, our way of dressing, the way it was like almost.
So Arrow, this why I was asking, real quick, man, because we getting all over the place and we ain't really getting to the institution. But I started reading and stuff. This is why I asked you specifically. I said, what monuments in Benin too? Because you was talking about artifacts, but I want to know what monuments that we can go to that shows that artwork. Since y'all,
are you talking about a monument like a statue, or are you talking about artifacts?
He's gonna go somewhere else. Hold on.
Are you asking me a question about monuments like statues?
What did the Benin people invent?
The question?
What did the Benin people invent? Benin people invent, or what is something that the Benin people did first?
Okay, so what did they do first in the world is what you're asking. Is that your question? Okay. They were the first to build the longest, I think it was like a road network. They had the longest road network in the world, longer than the Chinese. You can look that up. Look at Benin Ancient Road Network as being the longest in the world.
That's all you have?
You asked me something that we did, right? I mean, is this about the African people and what they did? Are you trying to say that African people are completely useless, that they shouldn't, that we never did anything?
Well, what is it that y'all done? Well, what is it that y'all done, sir?
I just told you.
I just told you. And y'all can't even come up with a culture or what y'all done. Y'all saying stuff, and then when we actually put it to the test and actually get down to the nitty gritty, and like there's nothing coming out.
Give me an example of what you're talking.
How many more examples you want, gang? Like
you gave a flat iron in the morning. I told you about a road network.
I just read a whole section about how Americans.
Well, before you read it, I didn't finish what I was actually saying. I said that we were the first, right, to smelt, right, bronze into artifacts in Africa.
But you're not the first to do that. Metallurgy was created.
I said in Africa. I said in Africa.
But I'm asking you, what have you done that nobody in the world has done?
What have I done that nobody else in the world has done?
Benin people, yes. What have you created? What have the Benin people created?
We had the longest road network in the world.
Okay, y'all created the longest road network.
Yes, you can look that up.
All right.
I feel like this has gotten so personal.
So what was this road network for? Was it for like trade, and what type of trade specifically? That's the.
I mean, if you don't know about these things, if you don't know something about Benin, for example, it's okay. Even the white people know about it.
Of course they should.
Right?
Flexing, not sending back to this country that they love so much, and just leaving the people behind. Just like, oh well, doesn't concern me, gotta go. And the people that are severely impoverished, who's helping them? We think that this aid for Africa is one of them. It's not.
So this is crazy. Do y'all not? First of all, we seem like some of us like common sense. Like if they were taking, if Africa had so much, they wouldn't be over here. There'll be jobs galore. There'll be companies over there, right? They come over here. He sounds like he's upset that his people left them stuck, right? Because they're supposed to come over here, rob us blind, and send money back.
Why is your government in our land stealing our resources?
What resources? What resources?
Next level.
It's never been the United States government. These are private corporations. Wait. I've heard this time and time again on African panels to hype yourselves up to escape responsibility and self-accountability. I've heard this time and time again. And you're speaking to someone who actually knows this, who's actually. This is the problem. Next level with you Africans. You blame everybody else but yourselves. This has been going on for 3-4 generations, ever since you claimed independence from your colonial masters. You said, wait. Let me get this out. You guys have been blaming everybody else but yourselves. You've unalived your own political people. You politically assassinated everyone from Kinwara Sariwa to everybody else. You Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, you've assassinated your own people in the 70s and the 80s, and yet you blame the United States for every single thing, and then you align yourselves with Black Americans. Hey, wait. I'm going to get to the mineral rights, because you guys are liars to yourselves, to your children. You set your children up for failure when you lie to them, right? And so in these African panels that you're talking about, and I've heard this time and time again, even on Twitter, when you infiltrate Black Twitter spaces and you come up on the stage and full of 600, 800, 1,300 people, and you talk about, hey, we all need to align ourselves and ally because of white tea government, Sir, the United States federal government has never once owned a mine, in your countries, whether or not it be the Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, it could be anywhere. You're talking about the Sahel countries, the Sub-Saharan, Faso, Chad, all those countries, we do not own shit. When it comes to who does own those mines, who does give out the leases, it's your governments. Your governments assign those leases.
African president.
Listen, in Congo, what's going on right now? I'm sorry for your people.
Obama is an African man. Barack Obama is African.
What do you have to do with
an African president?
So next level,
listen, everyone.
Next level, you didn't give us anything. Now hold on one second. Let me get some order out of this dude. Next level. I don't have a problem with you speaking, but you're not gonna just keep speaking over people, okay? Now, I'm assuming when I just clicked over, I had a phone call. I'm assuming you were speaking then. So you need to let him speak. And then if you have a response, you can speak. Because there's nothing you see, that's why you all just, you don't even listen to respond. You all just respond. You hear something you don't like and you just speak. That's why you don't have an understanding with us. We can't get an understanding because you guys don't have any understanding. All you guys do is defend the turf. You defend the land. That's all we hear from you. You don't care about that man just crying. Y'all don't care about none of that. You all just care about covering up. You come on these panels. Half of you get mad at me because I run these panels. You know why? Because people are discovering things that we didn't know about Africa. And you all don't want us to know anything. You want to cover up everything.
That's right, Wani. So this is the deal with the Congo. Wait. I'll just give me 30 more seconds to explain this.
Were you done, liberal?
No, just give me 30 more seconds to explain this as quick as possible.
Go ahead.
Wani, I want to explain this to you and everyone else in earshot, 180 people in this room that's listening. So because Next Level brought up something, he's like, well, the United States federal government, we're over there in Africa. We are not over there in Africa. We have AFRICOM, and AFRICOM is not an infantry or a battalion. It is a central command that helps out when it comes combating Boko Haram and all this other crazy shit. That's what AFRICOM does. I've been over, let's say I've advised as my capacity, but the point is can someone mute this guy?
Instead of you sitting there listening to what liberal is saying,
AFRICOM does not perpetuate any harm, AFRICOM is not engaged with anything over there in Africa. No guerrilla warfare, no nothing. What Next Level is doing is he is obfuscating. He is transposing. What he's doing is he's saying, look, the United States federal government sends military people over there to the continent and to back up companies that own these mines. And the companies that own these mines, they force Africans, whether or not it be in Congo or wherever, to force African labor to extract rare earth minerals. The problem with this is threefold. Number one, I want everyone to think about this. The 190 something people in this room. Is it more expensive or less expensive to simply hire or simply buy machines, earth diggers, earth movers, whatever, and extract the minerals? Or is it more expensive or less expensive to hire 1,000 poor Africans to just dig through the dirt with shovels? That's what I want you to. So that's intuitively speaking. I want you guys to consider whether or not it's more efficacious in the long run to just buy equipment and replace it with labor. That's the first thing. And the second thing I want you to consider is this. And again, I'm not answering this for you. I just want you to be critical thinkers on this. Number two is who controls the lease minerals? Who controls the rights? Is it the government or the companies that buy those leases? That's what I want you to know. So if the government controls the land and the government is the one that says, look, we'll accept money for a 5-year lease, isn't it the government's fault or is it the company's fault? as to who controls the mining rights of the minerals. That's the second thing. And the third thing I want you to consider is that there are small cartels. You talk about guerrilla warfare all throughout the continent, right? There are small cartels, small tribal factions that accumulate and aggregate. And what they do is they create illegal mines. Listen to what I'm saying to you, and I'll wrap this up. They create illegal mining operations, and that's what's going on over there. It's illegal mines. If you go to NPR, go to wherever, whatever publication journal you want to, and then Google and then look up these words: illegal mining operations. So is it Americans over there, or is it their own people that's exploiting the lower class, right? But if they open up, if you and me and everyone on this panel, if all 10 of us decided to get together, use small arms, and use our cousins and our families or whatever, just like the mob over here, and open up an illegal mine, don't you think, and we pay the poor people like Justice Chad who just left, we pay him pennies on the dollar, don't you think he's going to jump at the chance of digging for some gold or cobalt or whatever it is? Don't you think that? So those are the three issues I want you to consider, and I'll wrap it up. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, but you told a lot of lies, man. First of all, yeah, your
let it go.
So, for the past 500 years, yeah, your YT master has whipped you and colonized your mind to hate your brothers across the ocean, first of all.
Wow.
Okay? Secondly, Congo is the richest country on the planet with minerals, bro. All right, that's why there's constant war. Your government needs to keep us fighting in order to steal, because once we are stable, sir, once we industrialize Africa, the West is gonna go back to the Middle Ages. That's why they're funding
what battalion? Can you name me what battalion or what infantry? Can you name me what armored division?
Sir, but we
what
are not.
Armored division is over there keeping you down.
Till the end, we will fight until we get
what
our
government?
land back.
So you're talking about the government? Is
Can you let me
next level?
10 seconds.
Hold
10
on,
seconds. 10 seconds.
This is
next level. Where are you at?
10 seconds, please. All right.
Where are you at?
I'm in Europe.
You're in Europe. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you.
You one of the ones he's talking about.
All right. Let me finish. Right.
Mm-hmm. What country?
Let me finish. Right. Like I was saying.
Or in the UK.
Let me finish. Once our
no matter, he's not in Africa.
Once our countries are stable, right, and we industrialize our land, the West is gonna go back to the Middle Ages. Hence why they need to keep us in wars. Any great leaders that comes up in Africa is assassinated by your people. The CIA killed Lumumba. Why? Because he.
So here's what we're gonna do.
CIA.
So you're definitely
it's always the government.
You're going. Excuse me. Next, you're not gonna put my platform in danger because you don't know the correct words to use, because you are talking from an emotional standpoint right now. Now take your emotions out of it and speak.
My apologies, miss. Okay. Like I was saying, the CIA unalived Lumumba. We all know this. This is public information. Belgium and the CIA unalived Lumumba, sir. Okay? Do your research, Mr. American. Okay. Secondly, right? Sorry, guys. 500 years you've been slaves, right? And they gave you all one African president. You should be ashamed. You should fight back, bro.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
You see, this is what I'm saying. You really think that we're going to allow you to sit up here? This is not an African platform. You're not going to sit here and call us something because you're jealous. We're not, in no way are we slaves, okay? What we just heard, you all are the slaves.
The truth.
And you ran away from Africa so that you wouldn't have to be so much of a slave. Now, if we're slaves here, you're in Europe, okay? They treat you all much worse over there, so you're a slave. You have a lot of nerve to think
I get my last 20
come
seconds,
over here and call us something like that when we know you ran from your country because you were actual slaves there, child ones to be exact.
I'm sorry.
The children over there, you are a man. And then the worst thing about it is if all of you men pick up and get up out of there and you leave the women and the children there mostly. That's why that man was crying, because all of his brothers leave that land if they can. The most people that are immigrants away from there, if they're not seeking asylum, are you men. You make sure you get up out of there. And you claim that, oh, we leave and then we send back. You don't send back for anybody. You make whole new families in the land you go to. Let's be real. And you leave that man over there in Chad. He's crying because he's alone. Because he's looking around him and he's seeing what he's up against. He sees what he's up against.
Excuse me.
That's what the issue is. Go ahead, Hailey. Sorry.
Oh, next level. Stay on mute. If you come off mute before she's done again,
my apologies, broski.
Hey?
My apologies.
Yeah, stop being sorry. We know all of this here. You don't have to keep saying.
I was gonna drop.
Thank you, Trolling.
Right now,
you think you're gonna come over here and try to call us something that we know we're not? We fight over here. We fight for ours. You all pick up and come and try to tag off of what we already fought for. That's why so many of you come here. That's why so many of you run to Europe. Our fighting affected what goes on in Europe. Okay? We fight. Yeah, they won't build up Africa. Why? Because they don't want y'all to have jobs. Then you don't work in the mines. Then you don't do the little penny ante jobs that they put in front of y'all, like digging out the dirt.
I know for certain if you're in the UK and Germany, you don't have a degree. So I know you're not working at professional.
Can I respond, please?
Especially in the middle of the day or wherever you're at.
Go ahead.
What makes you think I ain't got a degree? Like
a degree?
If it depends on what country you're in.
Why are you studying though, mate?
You won't let me know even what country you're in. Where you know where I'm at.
Wait. I've just asked you. What made you think I ain't got a degree? Like, wait.
When I lived in Germany for 4 years, working for the U.S. Army.
Sir,
Germans
you know that
do not allow African immigrants to go to
Europe. You know that, right?
Germans do not. Again, I will say this again for everyone in the room. For the 200 people in the room.
Sir, there is
Germans do not allow African immigrants to go to school for free. Germany is free. You can go to school. You can go to the university for free. And so far as much as I was there for 4 years, when Africans get there, especially as immigrants, they're under a program called Hartz-IV. It's called Hartz-IV, and Hartz-IV limits what you can do. So again, he's talking about how proudly he is in Germany, in Europe. We don't know what country, but he doesn't talk about how he's helping his people back home in his home country on the continent of Africa. That's my problem.
He ain't helping nobody.
The reason why we know he has a degree, right, or he's been educated, is because of his dialogue.
Exactly. Now I'm about to let him back up.
Yeah, the way your dialogue is rehearsed next level, so we already know who you are. But,
can I finish, please, sir? He's claiming I'm in Germany or the UK. Did you know that there's more than 40 countries in Europe? You know that, right, sir?
Look, we don't need to go on a
anyways,
hold on,
let's leave that behind.
Liberal,
sorry about that.
Hold on, because I know how to keep them on the straight and narrow. Allow me to lead this. I know how to keep them on the straight and on path and on task. They will try to keep saying things. If you keep jumping in, he will keep moving all around. Now, did you want to tell us what country you are from? You are in? Yes or no?
Yes. I'm in the UK.
Okay, so you don't want to. So you are in the UK. All right. So
yes, miss.
All right.
And
so
university is free for everybody, by the way. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, if you have a UK passport, you can go to college as you want.
Okay.
So I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Indoctrination free. Free indoctrination.
So did the United Kingdom? Hold
on, liberal. I can't let you lead this. You don't know. You just got here. You don't know what's going on. I will lead.
Be fucking quiet.
I will lead things. So next level. How old are you?
I'm 29 years of age, Miss Wani Wani.
This nigga sounds like he's 50.
So what? They all sound like that.
He is.
Then
he is.
Then I sound wise, right?
Birthday.
So do I sound wise or something like that? Because if I sound 50, that must mean that I do sound wise, Mr. Liberal.
Birth certificates.
Yeah, you're definitely older than I have a son that's 29. You are older than 29.
I'm born in 1995. I'm about to turn 30.
In what country?
Right.
In what country? In what country were you birthed? Next level.
I said again?
In what country were you birthed?
I was born in France, sir.
Hey, how is that
Oh, man, this is some bullshit. This guy is some bullshit. This is some bullshit.
Why am I bullshit, Mr. Liberal?
Because you know as well as I do that.
Do you want me to speak French to you? Do you want me to speak French to you, sir?
Birth certificates.
Do you want me to speak French to you, sir?
What month
I'm a French nigga, my brother.
What month is your birthday in, Next Level?
I'm born in December.
Okay. What's your birthday?
December 31st.
Oh, wow. We love my African sister right there. Anyways, Mr. Liberal.
I know your birthday.
Why do you think that you're so smart? Like, asking people if they're going to
January 1st.
Like, you sound stupid, man. Like,
your birthday
you're like 50
December the
plus.
31st.
Brother, you are 40 plus asking me, a young man, if I got a degree. You're 40 plus, bro. You're my dad's age, buddy. You're my dad's age, bro. You're my dad's age, bro.
You know that French are very malleable.
Thank you guys for
all of you Africans. They let all you Africans up in there and they can't get you out. That's what I think.
There you go.
That's what I think. That the French are very malleable. That the French are very amenable, and that they
just a second ago you said that Africans aren't allowed to study. Just a second ago you said Africans aren't allowed to study, sir. So what? Like,
hold on.
What's
go
going
ahead.
on, Mr. Liberal?
So because Liberal, I do need to let the other people talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. He's talking like a girl, man.
And push me down. But in Next Level,
yes, sir.
You're just a chameleon. You're a vulture and you're a chameleon. You're the type of African I met over there that just you blend in. And
we make more money than you. We make more money than you, sir. We make way more money than you all, sir.
Man, shut up, man. You don't make no money. Shut up.
Oh, wow. Come to Europe and see. Come to Europe and see the kind of cars we're driving.
That's crazy.
See the kind of cars we're driving.
Wani, before you put me down, I will say this. Before you take me in. Can I say
big whips. Big George whips. Big European whips.
That's old news. We've been doing
Wani, I want to let you know what. Just let me explain this real quick.
do?
The 4 years when I was over there working for the Army as a fixed asset chief, every African I interacted with either had heart sphere, they were on papers, they were immigrants, whatever. Right? I went to France and saw so many francophone speaking Africans. Right? But they were all struggling. They didn't have a degree.
That type of stuff, right? Then it gets to colossal heads. You can't separate our culture or put that culture off on Africa, right? Satanic Babylonian scripture of Nimrod. See, Ash, what you must understand is a lot of this stuff ain't even evil. Baal is not evil. Baal ain't evil. Shatta was saying words with Baal in it. It means Lord or Master. Lord or Master, that's it. Now when the white man get it, it's the devil. And stuck in mythology, she'll be all right. Right? Like I showed y'all yesterday, the word for New Orleans had Baal in it. Then I found Baal Hebrew symbols all in Georgia on stone, right? Master or Lord. Not talking about nothing evil. The arch of Baal. The arch of Baal is a master builder. That's all they talking about, bro. A master builder. Roll the corn. Let me show y'all. We talking about ancient people who are builders, people. They try to make this stuff evil. It is not evil, right? Baal is master of Lord, master builder of the arch. Now it's a deity Baal. You see what I'm saying? It's not the original Baal. The deity is not original. The deity comes off a spinoff of Baal, right? So now you have, and let me show y'all, the people were going to these ancient places with these arches, and they didn't understand it, so they tried to deem it evil because they didn't build it, right? They didn't build it. The term Baal arch most likely refers to either an arch of triumph in Syria or the main arch entrance of the Temple of Baal, also known as the Temple of Baal. The Arch of Triumph, right? The arch, the Baal arch. This is an ancient building. This is not no new shit, right? Let me show you. The new people, the one tried to make you think this stuff was evil. Now this is perfect, right? Let me show you something. Now let me teach y'all something. Everything is really going against your culture. I'm telling you now, right? Before, hold on, let me switch this around because they won't let me on this website. But I want y'all to see what it say when I first click on it. Watch this. Damn, they won't show it to me. Hold on. Let's go back here. You see that? ISIS destroys historic arches of Palmyra, Syria. The Baal Arch. Why ISIS doing that? You must know that. See, this wasn't a real, see, they tell on themselves, but you got to know what you're looking at. Why ISIS blowing up all of the ancient arches and the ancient buildings in the Middle East? Because they are trying to hide the culture came from here. Now, I ain't got nothing to do with no damn Obama. They know their people ain't build these places. They know their people did not build these places. Therefore, they blow them up. They get rid of them. They don't want nobody to know that ancient melanated people built those Middle Eastern cities. Now you come with the ISIS new Arab teachings, and they're trying to get rid of. They are blowing up artifacts all over the Middle East, people. They've been doing this forever. Watch this. ISIS blowing up ancient buildings. Watch how many pop up. Watch this. They know who built that shit. They trying to get rid of our culture over there, right? I'm telling y'all what I know, bro. Watch this. Let me show y'all. Watch this. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, intentionally destroyed numerous ancient buildings and cultural heritage sites in Iraq and Syria, primarily between 2014 and 2017. The destruction was driven by fundamentalist ideology that considered pre-Islamic and other religious monuments as evil or idol worship. You see it? Now, let's go back to the way of the world. Let's go back to the way of the world. Them people don't like America. Do them people like America? Ask yourself that question. Them people do not like America. Why? Why? Where does the real hate come from that these people don't like America? Why is it real hate right there? They got ancient hate for us, people. It don't start when Obama came or when Nixon, or it don't start there. This shit go back to BC times. That same area exiled.
Office did not give him a summons, which was false, because she went to the state Supreme Court, and had they not given him a summons, the state Supreme Court would have said something. They didn't say anything. So they just went back and pencil whipped the record, pretending like they did something they didn't do. So the long and short of it is we the people have not had equity pretty much since the government took over and during the Civil War. Everything that Geronimo's teaching is what people really need to know. But nobody wants to hear it because of the frequencies and the spells, and like we've talked about with what they did with all these treaties. All these treaties, terms and conditions are what I determine to be quantum entanglements, where they just tied up our spirit, the public spirit, and they hold it hostage, which prevents most people from understanding any of Geronimo's teachings, because we're all under spell. So we have to unbind these. But there's the war on the ground, and then there's the war in the spirit realm. And we are all part of the war in the spirit realm. So we all have to wake up to what's going on. And everything they do is beyond sinister. It's beyond evil. It's the most diabolical shit they've ever done in humankind. So all the craziness that you've been watching Trump do, he's been settling all of those treaties in the regards of, if you've put in an equitable claim, now they're giving you the equity that's supposed to be there, because their power is built off of the equitable constitution, which they don't give. They give administrative relief, not equitable relief. There's a lot to it, but does that answer some of the backstory?
Absolutely.
PB, real quick, my bad, y'all. We got a new person on the panel. What's going on, brother? I want to say your name wrong.
Oh, hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
No. I came in on the lesson he was giving about the land, and I was like, damn, and it caught my attention. And I've been on this journey looking for God, the Creator, right? And by deep diving, it starts taking me back through all these things, like what you guys are talking about, the treaties that happened, what happened in the 1400s, Tartarian, all this other stuff, the civilization before, all this stuff is happening. And now there's this big awakening, or it's something in the air or whatever, right? I feel like it's an awakening. More people are talking about things that matter instead of this ratchet, stupid behavior that's out here. So I'm intrigued, and I'm just sitting back listening. I'm 53, y'all. And the name is Tretch on the line, but my name is Willie White. I'm an author, and I write sci-fi books, but I just happened to be listening in, and it caught my attention. And that's why I put a rose out and everything, and then I started sharing and everything, because I feel like if our youth if they were armed with this information, I think like once you see it, you can't unsee it. So it's like, if it should, I don't know, reinvigorate everybody. That's just basically what I wanted to say. But thank you for having me, though.
Word, no problem, man. Like, we just been, well, of course we had Indigenous Peoples Day, right? But I'm just dedicating the whole month to going through the treaties, breaking them down. Just for the last few days, we took a break yesterday, but for the last few days, better part of a week or so, we've been going treaty to treaty. I'm talking about article to article, sentence to sentence, right? And breaking them all down and just showing like how I've been just flipping through them while we've been talking, showing how all these treaties are directly tying every indigenous group to Negro and colored people. Every single one of them. None of them are talking about any kind of Siberian or Mongolian. None of them are talking about any kind of Native American. Every single one of these treaties over a 300 and 400 year span are talking about Negroes, all Indians, which is the blanket term. But your country is Chickasaw. Your country is Choctaw. Your country is Delaware, right? Because they acknowledge these places and these people as nations of people and countries 400 years ago, 500 years ago. Things things of that nature, right? So what we just dealing with is just a simple hijacking and a destiny swap. One of the ones I was just showing, and one of the ones I always point out a particular piece in the treaties, and one of the pieces in particular is this one, because it just stands out real loud, man. Speaks volumes. It speaks loud. It lets you know what kind of folks we are, for the fact that the whole world came over here and did this collectively, and they still here, right?
Give him the heartbreaker.
Yeah, I'm more of a pupil right now. I'm just gonna soak up this knowledge, y'all, and share it with my people, man. The people, my little circle, and see what they think. And we'll be following you and the whole nine, Geronimo.
No doubt. I'm gonna give you a follow back for sure. So this what I be pointing out all the time, right? Article 3, right? And then it speaks more to other parties being involved in other treaties and more, right? But just this part. The undersigned chiefs, warriors, and for themselves and their tribes respectively do by these presents confirm to the United States and all of their cessions and cessions of land hereunto made by their tribes to the British, the French, and the Spanish government within the limits of the United States or their territories, and their parties here contract and do moreover in sincerity of mutual friendship recognize, establish, confirm all and every treaty, contract, and agreement hereto concluded between the United States and said tribes or nations. Does that sound like something that we would actually agree to when you see all those names down there with X's next to their signature showing that they did not understand the contract?
What's their mark, though?
That's their mark. But do that even sound like something that says mutual friendship after saying y'all gonna give up all y'all land to these nations' governments? Do that sound like something that we would actually agree to?
No.
At all. So you know right then and there that we were not brutally taken over by people. We was finessed on paper. You see that? There's no interpreter on the so-called indigenous side of the contract. There's only an English interpreter. So English, again, is law. We did not understand English law. We didn't understand the monarch system. That's what they had. They had kings and queens, right? Subjects, right? Peasants. They lived amongst their people. I mean, they live above their people. We live amongst our people, right? Our greatest warriors and our chiefs, right? The French word for leader. We lived amongst the people. We didn't live above our people. So they came over here with that system, and they also incentivized us. This is where this first slave catchers come in, the police. They incentivized us to anybody that was forming any kind of rebellion against these peoples and these parties coming together to acquisition our lands, right? To basically, snitch. Basically, and that's where you see the first, slave catchers and police, how that derives. And then you also see later on in these treaties where Africa is playing a major part in this, in which we are being obligated to allot our lands to Africa and also compensate them for distributing our own resources to us at proportions of their discretion, which it actually says. You see what I'm saying? So how the hell we get put in a situation where we teach people what we know and what we have, and then we are put in a position of having to work for them, pay them to ration off our own resources back to us and give off our land. That's how every single treaty reads. And we was going through it, like I said the other day, and it gets more and more direct as the treaty goes on. The first couple of treaties kind of read as a friendship and peace agreement, kind of how this one does. By the time you get to 1866, by 300 years of these things being signed, now they're directly saying the U.S. has plenipotentiary over the United States, over, right, all nations and their tribes, right? And you just will be a body of representation within the body of Congress. But you will not, your rules and your traditions, whatever, right, will not take precedent. The United States Congress and the Senate will. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, and that's why I keep on showing all these parts that show Negro, right? When it's being referred to, and you see these names directly associated with Negro and colored people. So you have to know, again, that these people are us. And then again, as well, if you read some of these treaties, you see these dates. A lot of our parents, grandparents, great-great-grandparents, of mine in particular, right? I have one of my great-great-great-grandparents' marriage certificates. One of the treaties is signed in 1866, and it is reclassifying us again as Negro and colored. One of my great-great-great-grandfather's marriage certificates just 10 years later 30 years before the Snyder Act, when we're all officially now United States citizens and no longer colored and Negro, their colored is being described as colored and Negro on the marriage certificate, which directly matches the description of the Indians in the treaties. You see? So we have direct family lineage that match these records in these treaties. That's how nobody can argue with us and tell us, well, we are or we not. No, we are, and what you are is the name of your country, because this was a nation of over 1,000 nations. You are Cherokee from Cherokee country. You are Delaware from Delaware country. You are Miami Indian from Detroit, from Miami country. These were considered countries and acknowledged that so 400 years ago.
And the first thing they did with all these treaties is do the opposite of whatever the treaty said. So if they said that they were going to honor you and respect you, that's the first things they did, is dishonor you and disrespect you. And we signed these treaties not really knowing English, which is why English became the law, because English, there are multiple definitions for a single word. And what they would do is, in these treaties, I call it word sausage, where they put common language or common words in the same phrase or the same section. So they put Negro, colored, prisoner, criminal in the same phrase, and then they'd reference it in the next treaty. So if they said colored, Negro, prisoner, criminal, in the next treaty they would reference the criminals of the previous treaties, blah, 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 which put us in a word salad, which made us become the criminal.
Because I got an award show I got to go to on the 25th.